Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thomas Quinlan. I am the commander of the Columbus Police Training Bureau. On behalf of the Chief of Police and all members of the Division of Police, I welcome you to the graduation of the 117th recruit class. Please stand for the invocation by Reverend Richard Ellsworth. Let me get him.
Let us look to God in a moment of prayer. Heavenly Father, this is the time of giving and receiving. And we would pause at the beginning of this ceremony and give thanks for one who has given so much of himself as a leader among leaders. We thank you for the services rendered by our chief, Walter Distelzweig, one who not only knew the core values, but who lived by the core values and who led by the core values. One who received a blessing from you in order to be a blessing for you. We give thanks for the service that he has rendered to this great city of Columbus. But we also know that those who are graduating and being commissioned today have given themselves a wonderful gift. They have given to themselves a gift of commitment, going through a difficult selection process, an arduous training program, becoming equipped to respond to your call to be involved in the ministry of law enforcement. We thank you for the gifts they have received in the way of support from family members and friends, for the training from this wonderful police academy. And we thank you for what they will give now to the citizens of this city as they go forth to be ministers of justice, truly putting service above self. It is a day in which we celebrate the wonderful blessings that are given to us as individuals and celebrate the opportunity of sharing blessings with others. So we thank you for that opportunity, and we ask your blessing on these who go forth to serve. May they do so knowing how much they are appreciated. May they do so in the spirit of the one who has given his life for us. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're fortunate to have several distinguished guests with us today to celebrate this graduation. Mayor of Columbus, Michael B. Coleman, City Council Public Safety Chairperson, Michelle Mills, Director of Public Safety, Mitchell J. Brown, Chief of Police, Walter Disselwag, Police Chaplain, Reverend Ellsworth, Police Chaplain, Monsignor Sorhan, and we have Deputy Chief Ron Gray, Deputy Chief Stephen Gamble, Deputy Chief Jeffrey Blackwell, Deputy Chief Kimberly Jacobs, Deputy Chief Richard Bash, Deputy Chief Tim Becker, and Assistant Fire Chief Dave Walton, and Assistant Fire Chief Carrie Ellis. And in the front row, we have Council Member Zach Klein, Council Member A. Troy Miller, City Auditor Hugh Dorian, City Attorney Richard Pfeiffer, and legal advisors Steve Dunbar and Jeff Furby. We have Assistant Public Safety Director Robert Stewart, and we have Assistant Fire Chief Carrie Ellis, Assistant Fire Chief Kent Searle, and Franklin County Sheriff Zach Scott. The basic training staff members who were responsible for the training and guidance of these new officers over the 27 weeks are Lieutenant Ty Bruss, Sergeant Ted Reardon, Officer Gregory Bernard, Officer Frederick Brophy, Officer Dave Jenkins, Officer Willard McIntosh, Officer Thomas Page, Officer Jack Rennie, Officer Tracy Shaw, and our Secretary Tina Hundley. I'd like to thank the staff for their continued significant contributions to this recruit class and to the Training Bureau. It is through the staff's dedication that allows me to say I'm very proud of this entire class for their accomplishments in meeting the challenges of becoming professional police officers. And on a side note, when the last class graduated, they had an overall GPA score on the state test. Officers were required to take a state test when they graduate. The overall GPA for that class was an 86.3. The first day of this class, Sergeant Reardon stood in front of the class and didn't challenge them, he directed them to beat that GPA. And so I was curious what the normal GPA has been over the last 10 classes, and I did some research and found the last 10 classes, the normal GPA, the average, was 84. So it was a big challenge, I thought, an aggressive goal to set to beat 86.1. And I'm very proud of Sergeant Reardon, the training staff, and the entire class for their GPA on the average score for the state test of 88.01. That was for you, Ted. I also want to take a moment to thank Sergeant Doug Fulmer and Sergeant Matt Weekly, who were responsible for ensuring that the recruits were well trained in firearms and defensive tactics. Thank you very much. And I'd like to recognize members of the Academy staff who now will be responsible for the career development of the 117th class during the 15 weeks of field training. Sergeant Laura Suber and Officer Pete Vanderbilt. Each recruit class elects class officers. The officers for the 117th class are President Matthew Jenkins, Vice President Kevin Davis, Secretary Rachel Martin, Treasurer Spencer Badger, Orator Ryan Lee. And one more recognition before you start. Officer Blaine, please stand. Yesterday I did not take the opportunity to recognize Officer Blaine. I want to quickly, for those of you who were here last night, saw a very well-produced video that shows their entire journey from day one through graduation, and that was through the efforts of Officer Blaine. He spent a lot of hours on that, and it was all on his own time, so I want to thank him for his work on that video. Thank you. At this time, Officer Jenkins will cite the Code of Ethics.
Thank you, Commander. I'll now read you the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve the community, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all and will behave in a manner which does not bring discredit to me or my agency. I will maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary in obeying the law and the regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature or that is confided in me in my official capacity will be kept ever secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, political beliefs, aspirations, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately, without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of police service. I will never engage in acts of bribery, nor will I condone such acts by other police officers. I will cooperate with all legally authorized agencies and their representatives in the pursuit of justice. I know that I alone am responsible for my own standard of professional performance and will take every opportunity to enhance and improve my level of knowledge and competence. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Officer Jenkins. I want to interject one quick comment. I did not see him in the front row. I apologize if I've missed anybody, but I did see in the class or in the auditorium today Dr. Stephen Douglas and Dr. Nick Marzella, the division psychologists, have worked so much with this class. I want to recognize them for being here. There he is. Thank you. It is my honor to introduce Mayor Michael B. Coleman.
Today is a glorious day in Columbus, and a glorious day for these 58 men and women behind me, and all these families that sit out here today in celebration of this glorious day. 27 weeks of mental preparation and testing and grinding, and 27 weeks of physical preparation, every day getting themselves fit and ready for the challenge ahead of them, and 27 weeks of principle building, learning what we expect from our division of police and our officers. They are now ready as a new generation of leadership in this community, the keepers of the public trust, the keepers of the public safety, and the keepers of the public security. To me, there is no higher calling in life
than public service. And there is no greater calling in the field of public service than that of a Columbus police officer. Because these 58 people sitting behind me are now ready to be a part of the very best division of police in the entire nation. And we should congratulate them and applaud them for that. And I cannot say enough thank you to the families who are here. You know, I see our police officers all the time, but I see the families only at great occasions such as these. And I want to say thank you to you, because I know the sacrifice that each of you have experienced during these past 27 weeks, and the greater sacrifice you will experience from this point forward. I want to say thank you for allowing your member of your family to be a part of this great city and this great division of police. I want to congratulate you, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Coleman. City Council President Andy Ginther sends his regrets. He's been unavoidably detained. It's my privilege to introduce now City Council member and Public Safety Chair Michelle Mills.
Good morning. I bring you greetings on behalf of myself and all the other colleagues that I serve alongside with as members of Columbus City Council. And as I stand here in front of you today and in front of these brave men and women who have made a very tremendous decision to joining the Columbus Division of Police, I'm thinking about a commercial from the American Cancer Society that talks about how they sponsor birthdays. Well, your family member and many others who are members of the Columbus Division of Police sponsor birthdays, holidays, and all other opportunities that we get another day to share with our family. Because it is because of their self-sacrifice to protect and serve our great community that many members continue to celebrate and enjoy one another. It is because of that day-to-day sacrifice of putting self before others that many of our community members have another day to celebrate with their sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, and aunts. And so I know that the work of the American Cancer Society is absolutely important in sponsoring birthdays. But there are 365 days of which our officers sponsor. They make sure that our community is protected, and they continue to serve in sacrifice of themselves. And so I think it is such a tremendous occasion to stand in front of you today to thank you for allowing them to do that work of sponsoring those 365 days for the citizens of our great community. And I also want to say to you that myself and my other colleagues will work tirelessly with the administration to ensure that the tools necessary, including the laws and legislation, and the support, the equipment that they need to continue to do their work will be there. And I pledge that to you on behalf of these great men and women who have made that decision today, to stand in front of you and say, I will protect and serve this great community. And so in my parting comments, I would say to you, thank you. Thank you for allowing them to do that. And thank you for the days of anxiety that you'll have going forward as they leave your arms and to go out and protect our great community. So I'm thanking you in advance for that anxiety that you may have. And I want to thank you again for being here today to celebrate as they begin the first day of self-sacrifice on behalf of our great community. Thank you again, and thank you to them for this tremendous decision. And please join us in celebrating these great men and women for this tremendous day that they have began to protecting and serving the great citizens of the city of Columbus. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Mills, and welcome to Councilmember Herschel Craig. I got to make sure I don't miss anyone, so I'm trying to get a driving track out here for the academy, and they control the money. I am pleased to introduce Safety Director Mitchell J. Brown.
He had to get a shot in there, council members. We're going to discuss that later on. Mayor Coleman, members who are on the dais, congratulations and good morning, and certainly to the class, the 117th. I have the privilege to stand before you today to welcome 58 new police officers to the internationally accredited Columbus Division of Police. I would like to say congratulations to the newest officers, but more importantly, say thank you to their family and friends for providing the love and support needed to get to this day. As with each class, the 117th has managed to distinguish itself from all others. Let me share with you a few stories. Recruits are told on day one that tardiness will not be tolerated. One recruit overslept and found the academy staff standing at his door to provide a personal wake-up call. Staff still won't discuss how he was dressed, but since that day, he's always on time and dressed appropriately. Each morning, recruits are to start their day off with inspections. Apparently, one recruit showed up covered in hair from his cat, Reese. That day will always be known as Bring Your Cat to Work Day. During scenario training, the recruit training sergeant sat in the corner of the room, dressed in a green jumpsuit, quietly videotaping and clearly not part of the scenario. One recruit took it upon himself to shoot the sergeant with a paintball, thinking he was the bad guy. My guess is someone had extra PT that day. One recruit learned the age-old lesson of words matter. This recruit made a few questionable comments regarding the training bureau. Clearly, loose lips can sink ships. After many apologies, he followed up with a presentation to the entire class about how words matter. And finally, one recruit requested to work in the OSU campus area after learning that my daughter attends The Ohio State University. He even offered to provide personal protection to her. Little does he know that he's been assigned to a precinct in Cleveland. In all seriousness, I can't tell you how pleased I am that you have chosen to commit your life to public service. Each day, the work that you do will be based on the core values necessary to become a Columbus police officer. These values are professionalism, respect, integrity, discipline, enthusiasm, sense of urgency, and attention to detail. These core values are the driving force that will motivate you and encourage you to never give up. They will help you judge the right from wrong and lead you down the correct path. And as one recruit put it, core values are what holds everything together. They give you strength, stability, and maintain order in your life. As many of you know, Chief Ditzelswag will be retiring next month. I hope that each of you will strive to have a successful career in law enforcement and demonstrate the core values through your daily interactions, just as Chief Ditzelswag has done throughout his entire 39-year career. Chief, thank you. As a safety director, I have the opportunity to meet with the recruits periodically throughout the training. We discuss the importance of core values, the Constitution of the United States, and the significance of the oath and the responsibility of being a police officer. I ask each recruit to write an essay on a word that begins with the letter C. As you can imagine, many write about commitment, character, courage, but one essay stood out for me in this class. The word was chapstick. Chapstick is resilient and can often be spread too thick or too thin. It protects against the wind, the sun, and other harsh environments. Such protection is often taken for granted until needed. It is available at most locations and comes in many different sizes and shapes and colors. At first, I thought it was strange that she was comparing officers to chapstick, but the reflections were quite accurate. Officers are often spread too thin when things get busy, but often spread too thick when saturating an area looking for the bad guy. When severe weather strikes, officers are called on to stand in the rain to direct traffic, take an accident report in the snow, or help remove a fallen tree limb that's blocking the roadway. Officers must be flexible, have the ability to bounce back when faced with adversity or harsh environments. Officers are available 24/7, 365 days of the year to everyone and can always be reached by dialing 911. And most importantly, officers come in all shapes, sizes, and from different backgrounds. I can't tell you how important it is that we strive to have a diverse police force that can meet the needs of our community and understand the different cultures that are represented in the city of Columbus. In the end, I have to admit, officers really are like chapstick. In closing, I want to congratulate each of you on your decision to become a Columbus police officer and thank you for your commitment to the citizens of this great city. As you start your journey in patrol, let me and City Attorney Rick Pfeiffer remind you to always be nice. We can't stress enough the importance of customer service and how it can change the outcome of some situations. I encourage you to build relationships with the community you serve. Always remember that 9 out of 10 people you are good, law-abiding residents. Wave to them. Get out of your cruiser and say hello. Acknowledge them with a smile. It will go a long way in your perception of you as a division as a whole. And finally, I encourage each of you to make full use of your abilities. Keep your standards high, but adjust your expectations. Keep your standards high, but adjust your expectations. The public will expect nothing less. I'll leave you with this quote from Margaret Chase Smith, who is known as the most successful politician in the state of Maine. Public service must be more than doing a job efficiently and honestly. It must be a complete dedication to the people you are sworn to serve and protect. Congratulations, 117th.
Thank you, Director. Class, prepare to stand at attention. During the swearing in, feel free to take any photographs that you may like or move down here if you want to get a better view. Director, will you please administer the oath of office?
Thank you, Commander. Class, attention. I state your full name.
I, Eric Wyatt. I, Angel. I, Rick Boyle. I, Jay Watkins. I, Drew Van Crossen. I, Travis Tucker. I, Brian Taylor. I, Joseph Salzman. I, Nicholas Rubenstahl. I, Chase Rogers. I, Matthew Reese. I, Michael Reed. I, Dempsey Ferday. I, Mohammed Robin. I, Jacob Pulowski. I, Anthony Parks. I, Daniel Pinella. I, Peter Orman. I, Nick Caslett. I, Patrick Nance. I, Matt Erzman. I, Mark McMurray. I, Ryan T.
Hi, Kyle Lappa.
I, Chance Knox.
Hi, John Kendall.
I, Kevin Kelly.
Hi, Christopher Hostler.
I, Curtis Hale. I, Sean Gruber. I, Sasha Griecko. I, James Gillespie.
I, Joel Goronsky.
I, Bryce Garlock.
I, Guy Gardner.
I, Andrew Francis.
Hi, Kiara Fields. Hi, Devin Erdenberger.
I, Harry Jorson.
Hi, Elizabeth Krebs.
I, Sean Cortman. I, Seth Caston. I, Jeff Kane. I, Derek Blaine. I, Brian Becker. I, Kyle Beatty. I, Aaron Payton. I, Thomas Armstrong. I, Disney Agnew.
Hi, Amanda Hill. Hi, Amy Detweiler.
I, Daryl Fensky. I, Aaron Gessinger. I, Ryan Lee. I, Spencer Badger.
Hi, Rachel Martin.
I, Kevin Davis. I, Matthew Jacob.
Do solemnly swear. That I will support. The Constitution of the United States of America. And the Constitution and laws. Of the state of Ohio. And the laws and ordinances of. The city of Columbus. And the rules and regulations of. The Department of Public Safety. Division of Police. And that I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties of. The Office of Police Officer. Division of Police. Department of Public Safety. City of Columbus. Columbus, Ohio. To which I have been appointed. According to law. and to the best of my ability. Mayor Coleman, a new class of police officers.
Thank you, Director.
Class, seats.
I am pleased to introduce Chief of Police Walter L. Disselzweig.
I'd like to start out first by recognizing any retired Columbus Police personnel in the audience. Would you please stand? Anyone? Yes, very good. Next, any military members, active, retired, guard, reserve, would you please stand? You know, we can only thank both groups for the country and the city that we live in because of your service. Thank you very much. On Wednesday, the chief holds an inspection. On Wednesday, or the week before graduation, the chief holds an inspection with the class, and then after the inspection, we go up to the classroom, and I always open it up to questions. And folks, the very first question that I received this year was, what's the selection process for the chief? So they either want to get rid of me before they even hit the street, or they have very high standards. So that's great. The other thing, as I said last night, I have many, many reasons not to sleep at night, but we gave these folks their bullets Thursday night, or Thursday afternoon. And I did, actually I gave them an order. It was not a suggestion. I said, don't screw up until January 14th at 12:01 a.m. Let me say thank you to our families who raised these new officers. Because of you, they are here today. Class, you will be giving special gifts to our city, your time and your talents. So what do we, this division, expect from you? We expect that you will give the citizens of Columbus your very best every day. Treat everyone with dignity and respect. When you make a first impression, make it a positive one. There are no entitlements in the law enforcement profession. We swear in our oath to follow the rules and the regulations. You have been taught our core values. These are not minimum standards. They guide us as we strive to accomplish our mission. These values inspire us to be our best at all times. They are the bond that holds us together as an organization. Living our oath and our core values is the price of admission to the Columbus Division of Police. Another part of your career involves character. Helen Keller stated, "Character cannot be developed in the ease and quiet. Only through experiences of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved." You build your character every day, and it is demonstrated by your actions. Now, you will be challenged in many ways as a police officer. Character is why you will be trusted with difficult assignments. Character is what you are when no one is watching. Always do the right thing. Maintain your physical fitness. Being physically fit will save your life. You have successfully passed the test of this academy. It is now time to put that training to practical use. As the mayor stated, you are now members of the best division of police in the United States. Commit yourselves to make a positive difference in our division and in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We will now hear from Class Orator Ryan Lee.
Mayor Coleman, Director Brown, Chief Distel Swag, Executive and Command Staff, friends, family, and guests. It is an honor for me to speak to you today on behalf of the 117th Recruit Class for the Columbus Division of Police. We are honored now to be joining the best division of police in the country. The leadership, actions, professionalism of those on stage, scattered throughout the crowd, and who are out working the streets as we speak, are absolute proof positive that we are the standard bearers for policing in this country and have been for many years. The training we have received in this academy is second to none. Yes, the training facility here is state-of-the-art and one of the best in the country, but it is not what makes this institution so great. It is the people within this academy that make it so elite. A training staff that is committed to showing up early and staying late when necessary is what makes this place so strong. The staff here gives the recruits the best they have every day and will accept nothing less from them when they come here to train. The tradition of excellence set by those who wore this uniform before us is held to the highest standard here and exemplified by the staff at this academy. This class has had an advantage that few classes before them have had, and one that I believe will pay dividends for them far into the future. 2 Columbus firefighters attended the entirety of our training and were given no luxuries because of their status. Lieutenant Mark McMurray and firefighter James Whaley have over 40 years of combined experience serving the citizens of Columbus. Many of us relied on their knowledge, experience, confidence, and a sense of humor during trying times throughout our experience. The 117th Recruit Class is indebted to them for their leadership and commitment. The screening process for the division, simply to get to the academy, is a marathon in itself. For many of us, it took years to get through and to be accepted into this academy. I often found myself getting frustrated, wondering, why do I have to go through all of this? It was not until about halfway through the academy that I realized why I went through all the stages that I did. Leadership, commitment, selflessness, duty, and honor were all characteristics of my fellow classmates that they exemplified as we struggled through this tough academy together. Bobby Kennedy once said, "Every society gets the criminal that it deserves. What is equally true is that every community gets the kind of law enforcement it insists on." The city of Columbus insists upon the best law enforcement in the country, not because we have discovered great law enforcement tactics or have a limitless budget, but rather because the citizens of this great city demand it. It is the 99% of people in this city that do the right thing every day that makes us great. Their uncompromising demand for justice and order is inspiring. For the spouses, children, parents, grandparents, siblings, and other family members in the crowd today, you are the backbone of this division. It is your support, advice, and confidence that will propel us forward into our new career. It is you who will receive no awards, yet make the most sacrifices. You are the ones who will be scared for us. You will listen to our stories when we need to share them. You are the ones who will do nothing but encourage us because you know this is what we truly want to do with our lives. At this time, I would like for all family members who are non-police personnel to please stand and be recognized for the heroes that you are. your job does not end today. We will call upon you in the years ahead for support and love during the tough times we will face throughout our careers. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Lee. Chief Justice Swag, will you assist me with presenting the next awards? Officer Aaron A. Getzinger receives the Scholastic Award for maintaining an academic grade point average of 98.3 for the 27 weeks of training. Officer Daryl D. Fensky is awarded the Shooter's Trophy. He achieved a score of 847 points out of a possible 900 points in firearms. Officer Amy L. Detweiler receives the Physical Fitness Award. She received 496 points out of a possible 500 points. Officer Casey Hill receives the Defensive Tactics Award of Excellence and coin for outstanding performance through all defensive tactics training. At this time, Officer Jason Jackson would like to recognize previous law enforcement explorers.
At this time, I'd like to call up Officers Andrew Francis and Officer Travis Tucker. The Columbus Division of Police has an law enforcement exploring program. It is a program for young adults between the ages of 14 and 20 who are interested in a career in law enforcement. Both of these fine individuals participated in this program in the past, and it has become our tradition as advisors for the program to present plaques to officers as they graduate as former explorers. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. We'll be seeing you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Jackson. Chief Justice Swag will now present the graduation certificates to the class. Photographs may be taken during the presentation of the certificates. Feel free to come down front wherever you can get the best picture of your family member. Class, attention. Left and right face. Benjamin D. Adkins. Thomas L. Armentrout II. Eric P. Bateman. Kyle J. Beatty. Brian M. Becker. Derek C. Blaine. Jeffrey M. Kane. Seth E. Casto. Sean W. Cortman. Elizabeth A. Krebs. Harry Brian M. Dorsey. Devin J. Ergenberger. Kiara N. Fields. Andrew K. Francis. Guy R. Gardner II. Bryce D. Garlock. Joel T. Goronsky. James D. Gillespie. Sasha A. Grieco. Sean J. Gruber. J. Curtis Hale. Christopher A. Hostetler. Kevin A. Kelly. Jenna L. Kinzel. Chance P. Knox. Kyle E. Lathwell. Ryan D. McKee. Mark L. McMurray. Matthew F. Mersnick. Patrick S. Nance. Nicholas D. Nestle. Peter M. Orban. Daniel A. Pinella. Anthony S. Parks. Jacob F. Pulowski. Muhammad N. Rahman. Dempsis B. Raday. Michael J. Reed. Matthew A. Reese. Chase W. Rogers. Nicholas R. Rubenstahl. Joseph E. Salzgiver. Brian M. Taylor. Travis M. Tucker. Drew A. Van Fossen. James J. Watkins. James S. Whaley. Nathan L. Wilson. Eric J. Wise. Joshua C. Wright. Thomas R. Yurkovich. Casey Hill. Amy L. Detweiler. Daryl D. Fensky. Aaron A. Getzinger. Ryan B. Lee. Spencer A. Badger. Rachel F. Martin. Kevin D. Davis. Matthew D. Jenkins. Ladies and gentlemen, the 117th Columbus Police Recruit Class. Several years ago, the Academy instituted class guide-on flags as a tradition of the Columbus Police Academy. We recently invited past classes to purchase their own flags, and as you can see, the response has been overwhelming. As part of that tradition, all graduation classes purchased the class guide-on for some of the earliest classes, recruit classes, those whose members are no longer with us. In this manner, the new honors the old. The 10th recruit class graduated on February 7, 1948. There were 80 officers in the class. The 117th recruit class will now post the colors for the 117th and the 10th recruit classes. Please stand for the benediction by Monsignor David V. Sorhan.
Let us bow our heads in prayer. God of all nations, we give you thanks this day for the many blessings you have showered on these graduates and new police officers. Bless them and their families as they begin their professional life in our city. We thank you for the many sacrifices their families have made so that this day has been made possible. We thank those who have been involved and responsible for their training and the many hours given in their behalf. At this time of year, as we anticipate the birth of our Savior, we thank you and ask your blessing on all families, the leaders of our community, those dedicated to the protection and safety of our citizens. Keep them safe. Give peaceful rest to all of us this day. We thank you and ask your blessing upon our mayor, our director of public safety, our police and fire chiefs, and all deputies, chiefs, and all those responsible for training these men and women. Give us a peaceful rest this day so that we may serve you even better tomorrow. As always, we pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Chief Distelwag will now make a special presentation.
You know, we have a very special presentation right now. Our chaplains are so vital to our division that we really could not do our job without them. I mean, we've been at hospitals at 3 in the morning and all the different functions they perform, whether it's a wedding or a baptism, those kind of things that these men do for us at zero pay. And the Rev, as I call him, has been with us for over 40 years, and Monsignor Sorhan has been with us for over 15 years. And, you know, the greatest thing about our relationship with these two men are they not only our chaplains, they're our friends. And so Monsignor Sorhan called about 2 weeks ago and stated that he was going to retire as our chaplain. And so we wanted to recognize him today with a small token, Monsignor, from us to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please remain in your seats until the graduates have left the auditorium. Officer Page, take charge of the class one last time.
Flag, attention. Left and right face. Forward, march. Your left, your left, your left, right. Your left, your left, your left, right. Standing tall, looking good. Standing tall, looking good. All march to Hollywood. All march to Hollywood. Standing tall, looking good. Standing tall, looking good.
This concludes today's graduation ceremony. Thank you for attending.